she's a little busted. So number one, her left click is hit scan. This shot is hit scan. And so if you look at the two bars, you can fire right away, but it doesn't do full damage. So for example, it does a lot less. It's got a 1.5 times crit multiplier. And it does 75 damage per shot. So if you fire right away, boom, boom, you kind of roll. It's kind of nuts. You can't spam it, because like if you try to spam it, you don't do as much damage. The two things that make her busted is not her damage, but her healing. So there's actually a cool new thing that I could show you here in a sec in the training range. But her right click is her heal beam. And you'll see it's got a resource. It does 120 healing per second. Obviously there's a resource on it, and you can waste it, right? Like if you're not hitting anybody, it misses and it wastes, but it does 120 per second. That's not the busted part. We're actually not there yet. This is mostly the busted part. So you can put this pylon down, and it automatically heals your teammates. It's like a torque turret. It does 40 healing per burst. So you could technically, I think you can put it on walls too, actually. Yeah, so you could technically just put it on the fucking wall. Just let it do its thing. If you played a lot of Overwatch, you know that's kind of insane, because like you can like hold chokes. For example, like Eichenwald first, you can just basically AFK and around a corner, and it will consistently heal. That's the part that's kind of busted. So let me show you something. A new setting in the training range where you can change the bots to rocket bots. And just to show you, one barrage does 196 damage. So you see I have 4 health. I can keep both of these guys alive. Each barrage, no problem. But that's not even all. Her shift does like a CC knockback type of deal. Almost like a jet updraft / move. Ready, watch. So you like push them away, it does 10 damage, and you go pretty far. You can go about 12, 15 meters or so. I'll show you what it looks like here. And then you saw I booped the bot off the map. They've got about 15 meters or so. So it's an AoE boop that does 10 damage, plus you have mobility with it. And you can't like get to high ground like here, like it has like a limit. But it's pretty nuts. But that's not all. How many of you guys have seen Naruto Shippuden? Do you know what a Rasen Shuriken is? Tell me this is not a Rasen Shuriken. We're not done yet. You saw it did a what? Is it like, I think it's 50 damage? It does 50 damage? No, that's not where it ends. That's not where it ends. Number one, you can fly endlessly for the 4 seconds. So even though it was finished, I can fly around for the 4 seconds, kind of like Sigma. But that's not it. That's not it. We're not done. It also does a 40% slow. So I think you might be able to tell on these bots over here. So you see how he's slowed quite a bit? That's not all. So it slows you for 7 seconds from 40% down to 0. That's not all, though. Did you notice the little sun thing that appears? There's a secondary effect, into which if you take 90 damage, you then explode for 120 damage AoE. So I'm gonna hit these 2 bots. They take the 50 damage, and then I'm gonna hit 1. And then they explode even if you kill them. Where does that get crazy? Well, I'll show you with a headshot. I'm gonna hit both. Then I'm gonna headshot that guy. He explodes, causes a chain reaction for the second one because he takes more than 90 damage, into which then they explode. But it's actually not done yet. There's actually more. It actually goes a little bit further. You see how this guy's got a shield? Yeah, that shit don't care. It goes through shields. That's not all, actually. It goes through players and shields. So I'll show you on the tracer. It goes through both. But they only take 5 damage if it passes through them. But then it applies the sun effect. So then if they get hit by 90 damage, they then explode. Basically, the way you could end up kind of doing this is if you see this bot over here with the shield, if you pop your ult and hit him through the shield like this, it explodes on him, he takes the 50 damage, and then you start the chain reaction by hitting him with 90 damage, and you have 7 seconds to do so. When I said she was a little broken, I wasn't kidding.